name's Neen James and I'm an attention expert. I have the privilege of working with corporations all around the globe as a keynote speaker, but also an executive mentor. And one of the challenges that I hear people say is that there's all this bureaucracy and rules and time wasters in corporations. Well, unfortunately that's true, but today what I'd like to focus on is how do you pay attention to what matters, but how do you handle the bureaucracy and the rules? Here's 5 strategies I want you to think about when it comes to paying attention to what really matters, especially in corporations with lots of rules and protocols and hierarchies. The first strategy is communicate the unwritten rules. Every business has them. But what are they? Make it faster for people in their onboarding process. In teams, if someone's transferred between teams, communicate what are the unwritten rules. In Australia, on a Friday, we often would all go and grab a drink together at the end of the work week. It didn't matter if you liked people or not. It was just something that we always did. It was almost an unwritten rule that we would all socialize at the end of a working week. I wonder, what are the unwritten rules in your team? Communicate them. Make it easy for people. The second strategy is to share the common goals. Make sure, if you really want to eliminate some bureaucracy, that you understand what is expected of every person. If there are common goals for a team, for an organization, make sure they're clear, communicated, and visual. Put them somewhere where everyone can see them. Those particular goals then become a decision filtering system so that you can avoid bureaucracy wherever possible. Strategy number 3 is to empower decisions. We need team members to have the freedom to make decisions. If they have to check with you on every little detail, not only is that not productive, it's not empowering. So if you want to pay attention to the bigger objectives, to the things that are going to give you bigger results, empower your team members to make decisions. Now, some things do require approval. So make that something that everyone knows about and have it written down to make it clear for people. But where possible, allow leaders to grow and shine and empower them to make decisions. Give them the freedom. Strategy number 4 is encourage collaboration. Now, for some teams, that might mean having an open door policy, meaning that you have open hours where people are free to come in and see you. Maybe, like many of my clients that I work with in corporate business, you have an open plan. Encourage times of collaboration. Maybe in some team meetings, you actually allocate time to creative brainstorming, that you get a particular challenge or a client issue and you all work out, how can we actually fix this for them? But if you really want to get rid of some of the bureaucracy, some of the wasted time, think about really encouraging collaboration between people, between departments. Let's get rid of the silos that so many of my corporate clients have. Let's look for opportunities to get talent from different divisions so that you can create some amazing culture and ownership of projects and initiatives. Strategy number 5 is decrease meetings. If you want to eliminate some bureaucracy, if you want to give people some time back, think about decreasing the meetings. If you always have a Monday morning sales meeting, maybe you have it every other week. Maybe you shorten the meeting. Maybe people can call in rather than turn up physically. But look at the meeting schedules that you have. Do you need all of them? Meetings, when done well, can be very productive and incredibly important in business. But unfortunately today, some of the meetings are not being run well. One of my favorite books on meetings is called Death by Meetings by Patrick Lencioni. If you haven't read it, I encourage you to look at it. So 5 ways you can pay attention to what matters by eliminating some of the bureaucracy is communicate the unwritten rules, share the common goals, empower decisions, encourage collaboration, and decrease meetings. What would you add to this list? Feel free to share your ideas here below. If we're not connected on social media, I'd love to do that. My social media connections on Twitter, I'm at Neen James, which is here below. Or if you prefer Facebook, you can come across and like us at Neen James Communications. I would love to hear, how are you paying attention? And how are you eliminating some of that bureaucracy? Share your ideas with me below. Remember, attention pays.